So if you're animating, you could very easily animate your scene by selecting each one of these individual joints and setting up a keyframe for animating. But they have other tools that allow you to do pretty much the same thing with you know, fewer keyframes and fewer bone selecting, and that's called, well, this next maneuver is called creating a IK handle. It's kind of like a, no, I should say like a little band that joins your joint, your primary joint to your last joint, so that way you can control the sequence of joints using an IK handle. Now the IK handle for me is located underneath skeleton, and right here where it says create IK handle. So I'm going to bring up the menu here. I'm going to move my hypergraph out of the way, and I'm going to hit reset tool. And before you start clicking, or to create your IK handle, before you start creating your IK handle, we need to modify a few things real quickly. For instance, I'll need to set this to single chain solver. And I do believe that's all I have to do as far as the tool settings go. And I'm going to switch from perspective view to side view. And all I have to do now, well, for this exercise, what you do is you'll click on the first joint and then click on the last joint in the chain. There, you see this band, it connects joint 1 to the last joint, which is joint 4, I believe. And now if we bring up our hypergraph, you should see the link that joins joint 1 to the effector, which is connecting joint 4. See that right there? And you should notice this little handle, the IK handle, that appears there. So if I look at this from perspective view, if I select the IK handle, I switch to my move tool, you'll notice now that if I move that IK handle, everything connected to those bones moves along with it. So again, like, this is really good for things like arms and legs, pretty much anything that you wish to control that works in a sequence. So for instance, if this was a spider creature, you might want to connect an IK handle so you could animate it cruising along like that. See, that'll take all the work out of selecting individual joints and animating it like that. Okay. So once you get the IK handle set up, make sure you what's it called? If you move it around like this, if you move your model around like that, make sure you undo the last move, so that way it remains in the exact same position so that we can continue with the exercise.